Okay, so I caught up once again with the My Hero Academia anime, and it's led up to a really interesting and pivotal part, and definitely something that was kind of long awaited. And the way they handled this situation, right? Because let's cut the crap, everybody feels this, or a lot of people. I don't want to say everybody, because there's a lot of people that'll completely disagree, but there's a good chunk of people that feel like, you can see the inspiration. Bakugou and Deku are inspired from Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke are inspired by Goku and Vegeta. You see the pattern, right? So let's cut the shenanigans there. But you would definitely, as a My Hero Academia fan, especially if you didn't read the manga coming into this one, you would have probably thought that the next time Deku and Bakugou went at it would have been later in the series, because it was fairly early, first or second volume, that they already had that matchup where Deku actually took the win when they were doing the whole drill thing, and it was Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugou and Ida, I want to say. I'm pretty sure I just rewatched the episode the other day too, but in that one, Deku took the win. And I was like, okay, especially if this is like some big rivalry that they're going to have, and they're going to be that type of relationship, then probably the next time they go at it will be towards the end of the series, either if Bakugou goes the Sasuke route and decides to bounce from being a hero. I always found that it would have been definitely cliche and done before, but there's always that part of me that, like, man, that would have been interesting to see. Again, probably people be like, but it's been done before and way better than blah blah blah, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I like that type of stuff. I find it interesting to see how the characters will handle it. I was not expecting, as far as just being an anime only, even though I'm not an anime only, but looking at it from that perspective, they fought so soon. Even when I read this in the manga, Deku and Bakugou, I gotta start off by saying, one, art and animation, clean. The fight itself, the choreography, the way the characters moved, everything about it, so clean. Like, honestly, this episode definitely a really good treat. Following that, we had, the provisional license exam arc. That arc was okay, but it's definitely a step down from when we just had the One for All or All for One versus All Might fight. We just had that, and then provisional exams, like, so you cut to this, and it's like, yo, it's getting back into the meat of things that we really care about, seeing how these characters are reacting. And again, Bakugou's beef with Deku and vice versa. Well, Deku not necessarily having a beef with him, more so like, yo, what is your deal, bro? I think you're so cool. Why are you acting this way? So definitely a very interesting relationship, getting more into it and reinforcing the fact that Bakugou does look up to All Might. Bakugou might be this angry little guy. He's always angry. He's always want to blow stuff up or whatever, but he's still, just like Deku, looks up to All Might. He's a All Might fan. So seeing that Deku was the one that was passed down the powers from All Might and getting that understanding, which that also adds an extra element of, now Bakugou is somebody that they gotta worry about, and not necessarily that he's going to willingly give the information up, but he's been a target before. It's already been proven he was a target. They try to kidnap him. Him knowing fully now, after he got pretty much the confirmation when Deku wouldn't say anything about where Deku got his powers from, now he's an extra piece to it. So it was interesting to see Bakugou again, because there is some shift in his character, and you get to see from episode 1 of My Hero Academia to now, Bakugou has changed in certain aspects. He's a little bit more open. He's a little bit more willing to say certain things of how he feels. And in this one, it kind of gets to a breakdown, and there's a lot of different interpretations of what Bakugou felt, how Bakugou reacted, and everything, all of his anger on Deku. It basically comes across as this. He looked at Deku as like, yo, he ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this kid worship me too, word, he ain't nothing. I'm that dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm that dude. It's how Bakugou looked at it, and like, this is a shrimp. So going from that perspective, and I'm not saying that because I feel as though you can look at it in two different aspects, like, and I'm really diving deep now. In terms of, do you agree with this character's motives, and is he a poorly written character? Because just because you don't agree with his motives and how he acts, doesn't necessarily make him a poorly written character. You could call it basic, you could call it whatever, but it doesn't necessarily completely say, yeah, no, he's a poorly written character. Because again, Bakugou, he comes across as he's resentful at the fact that this guy that was at one point, just way weaker than him, has surpassed him, but also coming to grips with other aspects outside of, his beef with Deku or whatnot, but coming to terms that, like, this guy was entrusted by the #1 hero we both looked up to. He's reaching his goals a lot quicker than, you know, I had this all along before him. He was entrusted. He was told the secret, you know, so he's having that, but then also he's feeling guilty because he feels as though he's partially responsible for All Might losing his powers, the whole fiasco of how he got kidnapped or whatever. So you're getting a lot. I think that aspect of him feeling guilty regarding the fact that All Might lost his powers and he feels it's partially due to him, I really rock with that. I think that's a great motive for some anger and some resentment and to be a certain way. Dope. Say no more. The other one, where it's basically just, again, like, yo, this nobody passed me and he's getting everything. There's a part of me that I'm like, it's not bad writing. His motive to me just feels a little bit like, huh? You're mad at him because you ain't better than him and you can't really full wholeheartedly shit on him anymore. That's how I kind of feel looking at the Bakugou thing. But again, it's like, I get it, and I say 100% that the other side of him, the things that he's worried about, like, you know, his regret of getting All Might into that situation, nah, give it to him. He's dope, whatever. It's just that part that was a little bit like, and I know that somebody is going to write me 15 paragraphs why I'm completely wrong, and Bakugou's character development is the greatest thing ever. Do you? I'm just speaking from my perspective of how I feel after getting more into Bakugou's reasoning. He's definitely matured more because now he actually kind of accepts it already. Like, it didn't take 100 episodes for him to accept it or whatnot. He's definitely accepted it, but he's also still going to continue to try and be better than Deku. So he's kind of accepting his role. He's accepting the relationship and position that he is in now on the totem pole even, and trying to move forward with this. So that's growth in Bakugou right there. It just comes across like, again, with the whole thing of, I can't bully you anymore. That makes me mad. And it feels like, yo, we're supposed to be like, oh, word, man, why can't he bully him anymore? It comes across like that in a more sarcastic and funny way, all right? But that was my take on it. Again, the episode, though, as a whole, I mean, seeing that now Bakugou has a win. So technically, wouldn't we say that they're tied? Deku got one win in the beginning, Bakugou got another one. I guess maybe either if we get a time skip or something, you know, some more time passes, we'll have that tiebreaker in a sense, because again, well, yeah, one and one. It's just that Deku and Bakugou round 2 was a little bit less like with all the restraints of everything, and they were just going ham. And it showed, honestly, Bakugou showed his growth. It showed Deku's growth a lot more. Just seeing him being a full-fledged fighter now, not cowering a second, not, you know, feeling scared or anything like that. Like, I really like seeing Deku's character progression, and it was once again displayed very nicely in this really, really awesome episode. Deku and Bakugou going at it. I definitely thought it was a dope episode. Kind of curious what you guys think. For starters, how did you feel about the outcome of Deku versus Bakugou round 2? Do you feel as though Deku got cheated? Maybe he really should have won? I think definitely it's hard to even say, just because Deku, at the end of the day, what, he used 8%? Imagine if he would have used 100%. Like, he would have blew him to smithereens. But again, he was trying to fight with what he's comfortable with, because that's all he's been able to muster up until this point without breaking himself. So there's that. And your overall thoughts and expectations for the future of My Hero Academia? Well, at the very least, this remaining season. We still got a little bit to go, but this episode was really dope, and I'm glad we finally got back to some interesting stuff. My Hero Academia is really, really good whenever it gets into the characters and conflict between the characters. It does a pretty damn good job, and it handled it nicely again with Deku and Bakugou. But those are my reasonings for my kind of issues with Bakugou's character development. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, link in the descriptions below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. I don't know why I redid that like that. That was whoa. Making major moves, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never.